Welcome. Oh man, this was certainly unexpected. It seems the Harlequin rules from White Dwarf have been leaked already. From what I can tell, they look pretty legit. If they turn out to be extremely sophisticated fakes, I'll delete this frickin' video and will never speak of it again. But as it stands, I'm extremely stoked at the love Harleys appear to be getting. There are new rules for every character, new stratagems, and relics. With that being said, let's get straight into it. Let's look first of all at pivotal roles. Each of the 4 Harlequin characters can replace their key rule with one of 3 new abilities. You simply swap it out for free. First up, the Troop Master. He replaces Choreographer of War, which is the reroll to wound aura. Prince of Light instead grants nearby units a reroll charges ability. If they can already reroll, they add +1 to the total as well. There's a standard Harley Warlord trait which grants a charge reroll aura, so this is a frickin' great combo. Darkness as Bite ditches his buffing ability for some tasty damage instead. It's an automatic 2 mortal wounds to 1 enemy unit after he's attacked them. Straightforward, but nice. Twilight's Grasp allows him to always wound on 2+, except against monsters and vehicles. Seems pretty good, and combos well with one of the stratagems later on. On to Shadow Seers. They sacrifice Shield from Harm, which is the -1 to wound aura. At first glance that might sound too good to lose, but bear in mind it only affects infantry anyway, so sometimes never even comes into play. The first option is Veil of Illusion, which makes nearby units count as being 6 inches further away when being shot. Acolyte Flamer Bomb? How about no? Gloomwake gives cover to units within 6 inches. I might be missing something here, but this one seems pretty bad. Our bikes and vehicles do have a 4+ armor save, so it would go to 3+ if they're shot by weapons with no AP. But against even a measly AP -1, they'd hit their invulnerable save anyway. Save extremely niche circumstances, I don't see a use for this. Finally, Agents of Bedlam seems fine. Nearby enemies reduce their attacks by 1. If your quins are getting attacked, they're probably gonna die anyway, but this could help you out of a jam, I guess. Death Jesters were okay for a bit of fun before, in fact I quite like them, but I reckon they're now gonna get some serious work done. They lose death is not enough, which is a pretty niche rule anyway. Harvester of Torment drastically increases their hit rate against large units. The Just Inescapable turns his paltry 24-inch range into a more acceptable 36, and gives him some normal snipery goodness on top. I messed up the slide here which is why it looks different. You'd better not tell anyone. Humbling Cruelty is pretty nice too. It hampers enemy movement, and gives you a way to deny Overwatch in the following turn, which Harlequins will be very grateful for, being so fragile. The final character is obviously everyone's favorite Whirlwind of Death, the Solitaire. He loses Blitz, but it might just be worth it. Shocking Emergence gives him Deep Strike for free, and he gains a more reliable charge out of Deep Strike too. Chromatic Rush gives him an automatic 6-inch advance roll, which means he'll always be able to move 18 inches. 6-inch Pile-In and Consolidate is always welcome too. Lastly, Unnatural Acrobatics might be my favorite on first glance, just because it combos so well with Suit of Hidden Knives. Now you can guarantee he'll be -2 to hit in combat, if you use lightning-fast reflexes, and with psychic powers, he could even go up to -4. Nice. Let's take a look at the stratagems. There are 9 of them, and I'll start with the 1 CP ones first. I haven't written them out verbatim, I've just tried to summarize them as best as I can. Twilight Encore allows a troop to consolidate 6 inches if an enemy falls back from it. Frickin' sweet. Not only can this stop a unit from escaping, it means your troop will be safe from shooting. Mythic Roll is a weird one, it gives a permanent reroll buff to 1 Eldari unit. I assume that can be an allied Craft World or Dark Eldar 1 too? Virtuosos of the Webway allows an infantry unit to go back into Deep Strike. As if we needed more mobility, lol. Next, Eye of Damnation causes mortal wounds if the enemy slays your Solitaire in combat. The last 1 CP1 is Pivotal Roll, and it's pretty frickin' great. It allows a character to keep their original ability as well as taking on a new pivotal role. You can even use this on multiple characters, although only once per character. Remember the Troop Master role that allowed him to always wound on 2+? Now it can be 2+ rerollable. Checkmate other armies. Polychromatic Storm, friggin' fantastic name by the way, is a redeploy stratagem in the same vein as the Craft World's Phantasm. Oh boy. What do we have here? With Murderous Entrance, a Harlequin unit now gains +1 damage in the fight phase. Did someone say damage 3 Skyweavers? Damage 4 Sigorox Rose? Oh yes. Oh yes. Oh yes. Oh yes. Oh yes. The Curtain Falls gives even more insane mobility to a unit, allowing it to slingshot across the board in the enemy's turn. Finally, another awesome one. The Foes of the Mind allows the -1 to wound aura from a Shadow Seer to apply to any of your units, not just infantry. It's almost as if the rules were written by someone who actually likes Harlequins. Strange. Granted, it's 2 CP, but anything that helps that turn 1 survivability sounds good to me. Lastly, there are 6 relics. The Shadow Stone is a nice simple one, that's essentially an even better scintillant veil for Shadow Seers. Sigurok's Lament replaces a Death Jester Shrieker cannon. If you use its multiple shots profile and combine this with one of the new Jester abilities, Harvester of Torment, you can be getting up to 9 hits at strength 6 AP -3, against big units. Oh Jesus, the Twilight Fang. It has a pretty nice profile, plus it gives bonus attacks depending on the battle round number. Troop Masters start out with 5 attacks anyway, so imagine rocking up in turn 3 or 4 with 8 or 9 attacks. A shame this can't go on a solitaire. The Veil of Tears is a bit underwhelming, just turning a failed save into a pass once per turn. Domino Shroud. The applications for this seem pretty astonishing. It allows the bearer what's essentially a free teleport of just over 12 inches, at the end of any phase. You could charge in, do damage, and teleport away to safety, perhaps high atop a ruin, at the end of the phase. Seems rather bonkers for getting an extra 12 inches of movement in the enemy's turn, too. The last relic is Destiny's Jest. You choose from a number of useful characteristic buffs, or roll for 2, re-rolling duplicates. And that's it. Golly gee, I hope these rules are real. Yeah, I said golly gee, you'd better not tell anyone. You can find the pictures online for yourself pretty easily, and they look convincing, although they haven't been taken with a potato, unlike most leaks. When Phoenix Rising came out, although it had some okay craft world rules here and there, the overall feeling was a letdown, full of caveats and restrictions. This time, it seems that some actual thought and attention has been lavished on the Harleys, so praise Sigurok. Let me know what you think in the comments, and if you come up with any nice combos and whatnot. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to like and subscribe and all that shiz.